YZ, you know the chop. I.S.U.P.K. Badness no sad. Let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay, boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that big straight. Shot misplaced. The key them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face. The key never tell us, so we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the U.P.K. around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the U.P.K. around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We no take drape up. We no take beat up, we no stay up. And when the next day come, we no change up. My heart them bad as them wake up. AK bus boy head top shake up. So tell a pussy hold down violate us. No care where you status, where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face you straight up. Great stuff, one Westling bigger than NATO. Man we bust it to NATO. Only man we afraid of, that are the creator, the maker. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the U.P.K. around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the U.P.K. around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15 and AR rounds. AR-15s and AR rounds. AR-15s and let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay, boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that lick straight. Shot misplaced. The teeth them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face. The key never tell us, so we lock this place. Which locksmith anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. We don't play around. When you see the U.P.K. around, we bring the fucking AK around. AR-15s and AR rounds.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga. I read what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening, is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So I war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Yahbashim Yahshabarakatam to all the brothers. Yahushamara Tabashim Yahushai to all the sisters. I'm Priest Officer 1000 Adiyah with the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And for those that don't know, we speak the truth about the Bible. This is what we do in the UPK. This is what we do in this school. We tell you, I mean, the truth about the Bible. The same truth, you understand, that's in the Bible that your pastor is not going to reveal to you. The same truth, you understand, that the Catholic Church is trying to hide. And that truth is the fact that you, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, are the 12 tribe of Israel. You are the people of this Bible, man. This Bible is your book. You understand? A lot of people want to think, you understand, like the Bible is a white man book, which is a damn lie. The white man didn't write no damn Bible. Because when I opened this Bible, I could see a lot of black, all of it is full with black people. For example, the first thing in the Bible, you understand, is like God created man from the earth. What color is the earth? Brown, dark, different shade of brown. You understand? When I opened this Bible, I could see Solomon, you understand, saying, I am black. I could see, you understand, the Jews are black. I could see Christ, you understand, with, I mean, like bronze color skin, as if it was burned into fire, in the fire, you understand, which means black. I could see the angels are black. I could see, you understand, Yahweh, the Father, is black. You understand? This Bible belongs to you, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, and that's what we teach in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? The Commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? Joining with me, we got my man. You understand? The host doing the most. Also 50 Barakala, man. You understand what's going on, priest?
Hey, Yahbashim Shabbat. Good to be here.
Come on, Christ. You understand? I won't be with you. You understand? Me and Officer Barakala. You understand? We got a place to go. You understand? We're trying to have an hour and a half. We'll see how we go. Understand? But you understand? We're gonna give you an all the brothers come in. You understand? We're gonna try to give it to you quick and short. But what we're gonna talk about gun violence. I see the title, right? Gun violence in Canada, in Montreal North. You understand? Like gun violence is a plague. Just like COVID-19 was a plague, is a plague. Just like you understand, monkeypox is a plague. One thing that's plaguing us, that's been plaguing us, is gun violence. It's violence that we commit on one another. You understand? That's plaguing us, man. You understand? And us in the UPK, we are against violence, you understand, in our own community. We are against, you understand, a brother killing another brother. Just like we are against pedophilia, just like we are against, you understand, you selling drugs to another brother, just like we against, you understand, homosexuality, whoredom. You understand? We are against these things in the UPK because why? Because the things that we are for are the same things that's gonna benefit us. That's gonna build our nation, our community. So like it. That's gonna build our community. That's gonna build our nation, man. This we are for things that will build our nation. You understand? Priest and Baba Kwasha, can you bring me to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54?
Kawakan.
And gun violence is not only touching, you understand, Montreal North, it's touching every one of our communities. Meanwhile, also 50 Barakela, you understand, as excellent class on brotherhood. And without brotherhood, we will never build this nation. Without brotherhood, we will never build our community. Why? Because it takes brotherhood. It takes loving one another to build this community. It takes loving one another to build, you understand, our nation. That's what it takes. It takes sisterhood to build, you understand, your nation. And without those, you understand, we will always, you understand, be in the bottom. Without those, we will always kill each other. We will always hate on one another. We will always see the worst on each other. Meanwhile, we look at you, you understand, as royalty. And that's why we're waking you up in the UPK, under Commanding General. Why? Because we care about you, man. You understand? And this what Officer Barakala is going to read. You understand? If you don't believe in the Bible, you should believe in this. Why? Because this is what's happening to us, you understand, in Canada, in Montreal North. A young brother, the brother wasn't even 25, you understand? He wasn't even in his 30s, you understand, in his prime, lost his life in gun violence. You understand? It's a crazy thing, man. You understand? We need to do better as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian. You understand? As the chosen people of God, we need to do better, man. You understand? We need to now start following, you understand, the oppressor, which the devil the Bible speak of, you understand, in his ways, and come back to our ways, which is loving one another, caring for one another, making sure that one another is good, making sure, you understand, I don't step on your toes, making sure I don't disrespect you and you don't disrespect me. That's what we should go back to, man. Not killing one another, selling drugs to another, and everything, you understand, it's about me, my flesh, and my lust. We got to go back, you understand, to our roots, man. You got it, priest?
I got a scripture with the radio one.
Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
Khan. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54.
Go ahead.
So that the man that is tender among you.
The man that is what?
Tender among you.
What does that mean, to be tender? Like a man that is tender, like in our time, you understand? If I say, yo, you looking tender, I mean, they're gonna be like, pause, you understand? It's something, you understand, like in our days where a man that is tender will mean a man that is soft in our days, you understand? But what does the Bible mean? What is the main idea behind, you understand, those words? Go ahead.
Kawakan, and very delicate.
All right, but what does the word tender mean in that context?
I mean, he's kind-hearted.
Kind-hearted, you understand? He's kind. He's a kind brother. He's a lovable brother, you understand? He's a brother that cares. You understand? He's a brother, you understand, that wouldn't, like we could say, that wouldn't hurt a fly. When I say that, is I'm talking about another Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. He wouldn't hurt another brother. You understand? But what, you understand? Keep on going.
And very delicate.
Mm-hmm.
His
delicate,
eyes shall be...
Delicate will mean what in that context?
So, like, what was that?
What would that delicate be in this context? A man that is delicate.
I mean, like you said, he's a caring brother.
Come on. Delicate will also mean, like, you understand, delicate, you understand, he's not a rough guy, you understand, he's not somebody that's gonna, you understand, kill everybody, you know what I mean, go I mean, in the school and shoot everybody. He's not that type of guy, you understand. He's a guy that thinks, that overthinks, you understand, that thinks about loving his people and everything, right? So that's how we're supposed to be. You understand? That's why we are in the UPK. You understand? We are kind-hearted. You understand? We think, you understand, before we act. We think for our nation before we think about, you understand, our own self. You understand? So that's what the Bible, you understand, is speaking about. That's what this verse is speaking about. Keep on going.
Kanawakan. His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes shall be what?
Evil toward his brother.
You understand? And that's what we live in today. Our eyes, you understand, the man that was delicate, that was, you understand, that's supposed to be, be about his people, loving his people. You understand? They're gonna be like most of the Levites are gonna be in, you understand, 18th of May. You understand, like celebrating. I'm proud to be a Haitian. Meanwhile, he's gonna kill another Haitian. Montreal North is full of blood. He's gonna kill a Haitian, you understand, in the west side, in Officer Barakala zone, because he's a Crip. But you understand, 18 come. He's gonna be like, I'm proud to be Haitian. No, you're not. You killing your own people. You having sex, you understand, with a sister, you understand, that have an Haitian as a man. You don't love your people. You destroy your people with drugs. You don't love your people, man. You hate your people, man. You understand? And that's what the Bible is talking about. Your eyes shall be evil towards your own people, towards your brother. You understand? What happened recently? We see now, that tall basketball, you understand, female player, right? She went in Russia with some, you understand, with some oil, you understand, with some weed. You understand, with some what's another word for it? Weed oil, priest.
She went to Russia with hash oil.
Gone, exactly. You understand? She went over there with oil, and what do? They lock her up. Why? Because they don't allow such, you understand, such acts. They don't want their people, you understand, to be drug addict. Meanwhile, even though they are, but they're not gonna let another nation come with drug in their country and destroy their people. Well, you know what? We destroy our own people by selling them drug. I know you understand. You can cope with reality, and you gotta smoke that weed. You understand? But that's destroying your life. That's destroying you, man. You should go. I mean, we all had science class in high school. You understand? Smoking your lungs, you understand, is not good for you. You understand? You smoking, you taking, I mean, that smoke, all that smoke in your lung is gonna cause you, cause you to be ill. You understand? You destroying your own people. You understand? You destroying another life. You fight a brother, you understand, over a pair of sneakers, man. He's in the hood with a nice pair of sneakers, you understand? You want to set him up, you want to rob him, you understand? Why? Because you hate your people, man. You understand? And this is happening to us. This is what Officer Barkala is reading right now are the curses. You know what I mean? It's one of the curses that's going to be fall on the nation of Israel. And this curse, we live in Montreal, man. We live in it in Montreal North. We live in it in Haiti. We live in it in Jamaica. We live in it, you understand, Montreal West. We live in it, you understand, in Toronto, in Alberta, you understand, Saskatchewan, you understand, Vancouver, you understand, Martinique, Trinidad, Mexico. We live in these curses, man. We hate one another. We kill one another, man. Our eyes turn evil towards another brother, you understand? Meanwhile, we're supposed to be kind-hearted to that brother, man. We're supposed to care for that brother. Did you eat today, bro? You understand? How you living? How is your life? That's supposed to be our conversation as a people, man. How are you living, man? Did you pay your bills? Do you have somewhere to sleep? Do you have, I mean, what do you have to eat? You understand? Like you want something, you understand? You want me to hook you up with something? That's supposed to be our conversation, man. Meanwhile, you understand, we don't give it them because all we care about is our own self. You understand? We don't give it them, you understand? Well, that brother, I'm gonna sleep with his wife. Not give it them, you understand? The reaction or the side effect that you causing to that brother. You traumatizing that brother. You understand? You killing that brother inside. We don't think about these things until it's too late. We don't think about these things until we lost one of ours. You understand? Well, you know what? What about, you understand, going back to our culture? Going back, you understand, to the things, to the classes that, you understand, that Officer Barkala is teaching about brotherhood, loving one another, caring for one another, man. What about that? We want to build our community. We say Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, don't stop selling drugs to your own people then. Black Lives Matter, stop killing your own people, man. You understand? And I want to say condolences, you understand, to that I mean, to the family of that brother, you understand? It's a bad thing, you understand, to lose a child, you understand, having your child and losing your child, you understand? Your child should be the one burying you. You should not bury your child, man. You understand? Hopefully, that family come in the UPK and see, you understand, what, you know what I mean, who really care about their own people, man. Because in the UPK, we are against gun violence, you understand? We are against, you understand, killing our own brothers and sisters, man. We are against that. We speak against that, man. Why? Because these things are destroying our community, man. These things, you understand, are destroying our nation, man. You understand? Keep on going, please.
Kanawakan. And toward the wife of his bosom.
You understand? Towards the wife of his bosom. You could drop it there, you understand, for the topic's sake and I mean time's sake. Do you have the article about the question you said you had sent me about the question?
1 second, I don't want.
Okay. You understand? Gun violence, you understand? We should stop with this gun violence. We should stop. You understand? Matter of fact, who sell us the gun? We should make sure, you understand, we know we're selling the guns in it, you understand? How come the police is not doing anything about it? You understand?
Salak, other one.
Go ahead, please.
The article I sent you is in French, though.
Can you find the same one in the English web question?
Give me 1 second.
So what, please? You understand? They know who's selling the guns. You understand? There are places. I mean, I remember like back in the days, a couple years ago, Officer Barkella, there was a big, how you call it? You understand? Container of guns that was, you understand, next to the water, next to the St. Lawrence River, man, in Montreal. Who put it there? Nobody knows. You understand? Meanwhile, you have all these, you understand, mafioso, you understand, gangs and everything selling guns to our people, man, so we could kill one another. You understand? And they know that we are in poverty. They know we are, you understand, we destroyed, you understand? We don't know who we are. They're selling guns to us to kill another brother, man. Meanwhile, their community, when there's a drama in their community, they handle that within their community and make sure that doesn't happen in their community. But in ours, you understand, it's like you understand the Call of Duty, man. You understand? You see a brother now, I mean, ready to kill another brother. Meanwhile, when the cops come, they're not gonna shoot one shot. I'm not telling you to go kill cops. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm using it as an example. You understand? Is a mind control behind it. You understand? It is a mind control behind it. Why? Because here comes, you understand, your enemies. You understand? Arresting you, robbing you, killing you, and you don't kill them. You don't shoot them. You don't even protect yourself. Meanwhile, another brother you ready to kill, man. You understand? And this is why they use, you understand, that example as well, that black people kill their own people. You understand? Black on black crime is, you understand, talk to a racist white man, they're gonna tell you where black on black crime is the #1 killer in the black neighborhood. You understand? This has to stop, man. You understand? This has to stop. It's time for us now, I mean, to come back to the Most High. And there's only one way. You understand? And do you have the verse, please? So like, do you have the article?
Can I have the article? It's from Montreal City News.
Go ahead.
Montreal North shooting victim being remembered as involved in generous. 26-year-old Jason Collin was shot and killed Wednesday in Montreal North. He's being remembered as a man dedicated to the community. Generous and involved are just some words used to describe 26-year-old Jason Collin, a young man shot and killed Wednesday night outside a high school in Montreal North.
26-year-old, Salak, I thought he was 24. I said that, I mean, he wasn't even 25. 26 years old, man. You understand? 26-year-old, man, you lose your life. Imagine that. You understand? That should not happen. You understand? I mean, that brother should have, I mean, the time of his life. You understand? So he could, I mean, enjoy his life, care of, you understand? Care, come in the UPK. You understand? And build up. You understand? See his full potential, man. But, you understand? 6 years old to lose your life, man. That's a goddamn shame. And you telling me, you understand? We should not speak against these things. We're gonna speak against these things, man. You understand? We're gonna speak against gun violence. 26 years old, man. May that brother rise again, man. You understand? May that brother rise again, and may he come in the UPK when he rises. You understand? And hopefully his family, you understand, will listen to this class. You understand, and see that there are brothers now. I mean, that's not gonna kill their own people. There are brothers, you understand, that's gonna make sure another brother live, another brother as well. You understand? And we are those brothers in the UPK, man. You understand? 26 years old. That's a shame, man. Go ahead, Priest. Like, Priest, anytime you want to add something, you go ahead, all right?
Khan. A big loss for the borough and also for the youth of Montreal as well, not only for Montreal North, said Sasha Wilkie Megazil, a friend and former colleague of Jason's. Many in Montreal North are remembering Jason as someone who was determined to help others in his community and calling for an end to the violence. Jason was someone who was kind. He always had some jokes. He was always willing to help people. I think he took it from his mother because she's a community organizer as well in Montreal North.
Salakia, please. Jason was what?
Jason was someone who was kind.
Okay, now use what the Bible said. Jason was what?
As per Deuteronomy 28:54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
So Jason was what?
Tender and very delicate.
You understand? This is what the word kind, man. You understand? Tender and delicate. This brother was, you understand, a brother, I mean, from what I heard, a good brother. You understand? I don't know if he was involved in other things. I pray not. But he was a brother, I mean, a lot of people love, just like our own people. You understand? Even those, the drug dealers, there's going to be a lot of people that love them. You understand? Their family, their friends. You understand? That's how we are. You understand? Lovable guy. You understand? Very kind. Keep on going.
Khan. On Wednesday night, police say a group of 4 people were talking outside the school around 10:20 p.m. when 2 suspects approached and shot at them. Colin was killed, and 25-year-old man suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Those suspects are still at large.
You understand? So like your preset, don't this school have cameras everywhere?
So like I don't know about Montreal. No, we don't have much cameras around in the west side on the schools.
Cause Montreal North, there's camera everywhere. Matter of fact, Montreal North, Montreal East, those schools have camera almost everywhere, piece. You understand? Almost everywhere there's camera. Every corner there's a camera. I mean, nowadays, especially Montreal East and Montreal North, man. You understand? So it's hard for me to think. You understand? Like they didn't even catch the. I mean, they don't even know we did it. Camera. There's even camera in almost every building in Montreal North. I say almost every apartment in Montreal North has camera because of street gangs. You understand? Because of robbers and everything. You understand? The other day, you understand? I'm in my house, priest. You understand? I heard I was in the front, right? You understand? I think I was studying, I was researching and everything. I heard the knocking in my back door, right? I heard a knocking, and I'll go, and it's the cops. Well, and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, well, somebody robbed a bicycle, you understand, and put the bicycle in the backyard, you understand? I'm like, well, there's camera over there, you understand? Y'all should know who it is, but you understand, that's not my bicycle. They wanted to know if that's my bicycle, you understand? I said, like, you understand, there's camera, y'all could look at who put it there. You understand? So there's camera, just to go back, you understand, there's camera everywhere, you understand, and that person is still at large. Now, I pray is not one of us. You understand? I pray is not one of us. It could be a heathen or whatnot, so he could do the time, right? But still, who gives the gun? You understand to those people? You understand out there? Who give them guns? Where do they get the guns, man? You understand? Where do they get the guns, man? You understand? Meanwhile, we know, you understand, we've been in the street. We know, you understand, there's people, you understand, in the flea market, you understand, that's in Montreal East. People that were selling guns over there.
Yes,
Meanwhile, go ahead, please.
Like you say, who's giving the guns to these people? Whether it was brothers who shot at them, or it was heathens who shot at him, right? Who's giving the guns to these people, right? In Montreal, it is well known that the firearm business, right, is controlled by the mafias, right? Whether it's the Italian mafias, the Jewish, the Portuguese, whatever. It's the heathens who control the firearms business, basically, right? So you know damn well these, whether it was the brothers or some heathens, they had to go see some heathens to acquire firearms to go shoot at these brothers in Montreal North.
Come on, please. You understand? This is why, you understand, I even use, you understand, like my flea market now, I mean, marché aux puces. Why? Because they're selling guns. They used to sell guns. I don't know if they still do. They used to sell guns over there. You have the contact, you know the person, the right person to go see. You would have a gun by the end of the night. Meanwhile, there's police in and out marché aux puces, in and out the flea market every day. Some of them almost stayed there all day. Yet they were, you know, I mean, gun runners over there. You understand? And they never got arrested. Feels like they have protection from the police. And meanwhile, our people are buying guns to shoot who? To shoot another black people, to shoot another Latino, to shoot another Native Indian, man. That's what we do. They know exactly that's what we're gonna do, because we don't have the cojones, you understand, to go kill these other nations, because we scared of the, I mean, of the side effect of it, man. You understand? I'm not telling you to go kill the other nation. That's not benign brief. That's not what I'm saying. You understand? But who are they killing? You understand? We killing our own people, and you don't give a damn about that. You understand? You don't give a damn about that. Those guns that these brothers are buying out to kill another black man, not to kill. You understand? And I mean the so-called heathen is to kill another black man. Now, I'm not saying that we should not have guns. We should have guns, but you know what? Before even having guns, we should have that discipline. We should have that care. We should be, you understand? We should be kind-hearted. You understand? Before having a gun. Before having, you understand, walking around with knives and swords. You understand? We should love one another. We should know what loving one another is about. We should know, you understand, I give my life to another black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man. That's what we should know. Go ahead, please.
Khan. Jason was involved with the CDEC of Montreal North, an economic development community organization. The CDEC posted to Facebook saying, generous, affable, and involved. He attended our training because he wanted to start his hockey organization to share his passion with young people who don't get the opportunity to practice the sport.
Understand? It was a kind of cool brother. Now, man, it was a cool brother with dreams, man. Salaki, Officer Salaki out of one, Officer 5,000, Mother Bar, Shalom out of one, Yabba Hashem Yashab Brakata, Sister Jazzy, Shalom, Princess Yahushamar Tabba Hashem Yahushai. You understand? He was a brother, a cool brother. Now, I mean, that had dreams, you understand, for the community. But one thing that he didn't have is the UPK. You understand? One thing that he didn't have is the UPK, and somebody should have told him about the UPK. You want to organize, you understand, things in the community, and you understand, do good things in the community. Come in the UPK, man. You understand? Come in the UPK, because we are the only place, you understand, it is the only place where you're going to find, you understand, the best thing to do for your community, man. You understand? And that's the only place where you're going to have the protection of the Most High. You understand? That's the only place where you're going to get the protection of the Most High. So come to the UPK, man. Go ahead, please.
Khan. So I'm going to skip down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So Colin was the 19th homicide of the year in Montreal. Around the same time when he was shot Wednesday in Rivière-des-Prairies, a young woman was slightly injured when at least one shot was fired in the direction of the vehicle in which she was sitting alone. On Friday, a Montreal police operation was underway after a 25-year-old woman was shot in Rivière-des-Prairies, Pointe-aux-Trembles overnight. Their third shooting in a little more than 24 hours.
You understand? And come to find out, these are young people, man, with them guns, priest. You understand? Like I was reading a story, you understand, like that happened like a couple months ago. You understand? It was a brother, it was an Arab of that's 18 years old. 18 years old. I don't know if you look at, you understand, the video, the rap videos of certain of these rap gang, you understand, gangsters, or rap, you understand, rappers and everything. They are like little kids, man. You understand? Somebody like you could just slap across the head. You understand? With big guns, machine guns and everything. You understand? It's little kids, you understand, killing the you understand, killing our folks, you understand, killing one another, man. You understand? It's a sad thing, man, to see this, man. To have a brother now, to have a Levite, to have, you understand, another one of us dying, you understand, from gun violence, man. Meanwhile, you claim you hate the Bible, right? That's to everybody that claim that they don't trust in the Bible. You understand? Bring me to Exodus chapter 20, verse 13.
Khan.
You understand? You claim you hate the Bible. But you know what? Once these things happen to you, you're going to love what the Bible say. I'm going to show you why. You understand? You don't want to listen to the Bible at all. You understand? Meanwhile, you understand, the Bible is the only solution that we have, man. There's no other solution for us as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian outside of this Bible, man. The Bible is what's going to cure our communities, man, our nation, man. The Bible is what's, you understand, what's gonna benefit us, you understand, if we follow what's inside of it, man. Because why? Because by following the Bible, we won't have, you understand, killings in our neighborhood. We won't have that. By following the Bible, all those brothers, I mean, that I mean 26 years old, 25 years old, 18 years old will not die. Why? Because we follow exactly the code. You understand that code of honor that we're supposed to follow, which is really about brotherhood. Really about, you understand, caring for one another. Really about, you understand, loving one another. You understand? If I kill him, I kill a side of myself, a piece of myself. Why? Because he's my reflection. He's my people. He's my brother. He's my blood. We want to say, well, you know what? Well, don't speak against the oppressor. Now, I mean, we all bleed the same blood. Well, that brothers bleed the same blood as you. That brother is from the same nationality as you. Who's speaking against that? You understand? Who's speaking against that? And I understand. I hope that it wasn't another brother. Now, I mean, that did that. You understand? Because police don't know who it is. You understand? But we know exactly. You understand? All people are killing one another, and gun violence is a plague in our community, man. You understand? Go ahead, please.
Kana Wakana. Exodus chapter 20, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not kill.
Now, for everybody that hates the Bible, right? That doesn't, you understand, love the Bible. That's it. The Bible is a white man book. Well, you understand, this verse right here says what?
Thou shalt not kill.
Those words, you understand, should make, you understand, that family happy. Why? Because, you understand, because they just lost a brother. They just lost somebody they love. If we have followed, if they would have taught, you understand, that brother and everybody, you understand, around in our community, that we wouldn't lose that brother, you understand? We would have lose another brother, you understand, that's 26 years old. Why? Because we would have that in mind. That shall not kill. And what the Bible is talking about? It's about murder. You understand? Don't murder somebody. You understand? It's not killing. It's not talking about killing just like killing. You understand? You kill a cow, you kill a, you understand, a chicken to eat and everything. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about thou shalt not murder. And that brother was murdered, man. You understand? Imagine, you understand, 4 people having a discussion. I'm having a discussion with you, and then people just pass by, you understand? Brah. Spray on us, you understand? One of us died, priest. You understand? Imagine that. Imagine the pain. Imagine the trauma, you understand, that you bring into the other people that was witnessing. You understand? It's something that we should not be involved in. It's something that shouldn't happen if we follow the code of the Bible. If we follow the moral code of the Bible, if we follow those laws and precepts that are in the Bible, man. You understand? And that's what we want to bring in our community. We want to bring something that will give our community, you understand, value, where we love one another, where we don't kill one another, where we take care of one another. That's what we want to bring. You understand? Where we don't sell drugs to one another. Where we don't have sex with another man's wife, where we don't molest kids, where we're not homosexuals. That's what we want to bring. And that's all of that is in the Bible. You understand? All of that is in the Bible. There's no other laws, you understand, outside of the Bible that will benefit us. Understand? And most of the laws, just like the Constitution of America, they got it from the Bible. You understand? We are the only people, you understand, that refuse to obey and follow what is our own constitution. We're looking at it like it's foreign. It's strange. We're looking at it, you understand, like the Bible, you understand, cannot benefit us. Meanwhile, Officer Barkella just read, thou shalt not kill. How many more brothers gonna die, man, until we follow those laws? How many more sisters gonna die until we follow, you understand, the commandments of the Most High? How many more brothers, you understand, gonna die until we build this nation in righteousness, man? How many more brothers gonna die, you understand, until you come in the UPK and be an example of brotherhood, man? How many more got to die? How many more got to die until you become a sister that shows sisterhood? How many more gonna die, man? Well, we pray that none of us die in the I.S.U.P.K. We pray that no other man, you understand? Not one other Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian die. But we change a life. You know what happens in Canada? We want, you understand? We too at ease. We too at ease in Montreal. More brothers gonna die because we don't want to speak up. We don't want to change a life. More brothers gonna die, you understand? Why? Because we refuse to obey what God says to obey, man. Meanwhile, you understand, his laws are the only solution for us, man. You want to add something, priest?
Lord one.
Come. All right, drop me and bring me to Romans chapter 12, verse 17, Bible question. Hey, lawyer, over there. Man, can you fix the camera, Bible question? Give me a second, all right? I'm gonna fix the camera, all right? Appreciate
another one.
Hold on a second, give me. You understand? All right, we are back. The brothers are not there yet, so like you. All right. Just give me a second. You could read the verse when you got it, priest.
Khan. Romans chapter 12, verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil.
Recompense what?
To no man evil for evil.
You understand? Don't recompense another brother for the evil that he has done to you. Don't recompense, which means what? Don't hold no grudges, man. And that's one thing, you understand, in the Black community that we have that we got to deal with. Well, he killed my brother. He killed my friends. I got to go kill him too. When is the killing going to stop then? If we keep that same mentality, you understand? Well, this is my ops. You understand? I got to ride on my ops. Well, your ops, you understand, going to ride on you and your people because they consider you as ops as well. When is that going to stop? You understand? When are we going to find a common ground to be like, you understand? We can't keep killing one another. You understand? Where are we going to find, when are we going to find that common ground, man? You understand? It's time for us to look at it like this way. We only destroying ourselves, man. We only destroying one another, you understand? And we will never survive while doing that. We will never accomplish nothing while doing that. Well, you know what? He's a blood. I'm a Crip. You understand? He's a Crip. I'm a blood. I got to kill him. Meanwhile, you understand, May 18, you're going to have that Haitian flag that has blue and red in it. That's one thing I never understood. Your Haitian flag got blue and red on it. You're going to carry it, and you're going to be like, you understand, murder a brother because he has a blue bandana or a red bandana for your colors. Meanwhile, your flag has both colors. You understand? We're killing one another, man. We're destroying one another, man. And this has to stop. Khan at one Khan. You understand? Also 5,000 mother bar. You understand? Just say you can't serve two masters. You understand? You can't. You understand? And that's why you got to pick a side. You understand? Us, the UPK, we follow the Most High Yahweh, man. We follow, you understand, everything that Yahweh Shai taught us, man. You understand? And that's the only way that we're going to fix our communities, man. That's the only way, you understand, we're going to fix our people. Khan, I don't want Khan, so like, you understand? I mean, I don't want to say, you understand, that American flag they love has blue and red too. Khan, you understand? And every 4th of July, they're going to have that flag. You understand? I'm proud to be American. You understand? I'm a Black in America. I'm American too. You understand? Meanwhile, you killing your brother over a flag. You understand? Over a color. The same color, you understand, that's in the flag of you claim of your so-called nationality or nation. You understand? The same flag, you understand, of the country where you reside in, where you captive into. You understand? When are we gonna stop, man? When are we gonna, you understand, stop being, you understand, just like dummies living in this land, man? You understand? And that's one thing that, you understand, the oppressor fears the most is you loving your brother. What Officer 50 Barkel is doing, the oppressor feared that. Why? Because he's telling you, you understand, to love one another. The same thing that Christ taught us. The same thing that Christ preached is loving one another, man. Caring for one another. And you know what? If we follow those, there will not be, you understand, another murder in our community. You will see, you understand, in the school, and I mean the white man school, and white man killing, you understand, all the other students and everything, shooting it up. You will see, you understand, in the Chinese section, some Chinaman will come with, I mean, with a samurai or with a sword and just chop Chinese people's head. You understand? You see, you understand, the Italian killing one another over drugs, over a gang. Meanwhile, if we follow the Bible, you know what would happen? You will see us flourish. You will see, you understand, no black man, black Hispanics, or Native Indian living on the street. No homelesses. Why? Because I care for you. You understand? You will see, you understand, no other black man die. Why? Because he's under my care, under my protection. So I cannot shoot him. I can't kill him. You understand? And that's what we're talking about in the UPK. That's what we're preaching in the UPK. That's what we're teaching in the UPK. Love one another, man, which is, you understand, brotherhood. You understand? And there's only way we're gonna achieve it, man, by following what's in the Bible. Go ahead, priest.
Kawakan. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
You understand? Provide things honest in the sight of all men. You understand? And that's what we do in the UPK, which means what? Your fruits. You understand? You gotta bear good fruits, man. Your fruits gotta be to rob for others to see. You understand? Produce good fruits, man. Let's say, you understand, and these laws are, you understand, the application of these laws are the fruits that, you understand, that are good. Why? Because we're not killing one another. They cannot use that in the news where black people are killing one another. Another racist, a racist oppressor, European, not gonna use it and say, well, you know what, they're killing one another. No, they're not. We are the problem. You understand? Khan, other one Khan. How can you love Christ but hate the brothers and sisters you see every day? Khan, other one Khan. And that's what the Bible says as well. I'm paraphrasing, you understand? If you hate the brothers and sisters, I mean, that you could see, how can you say that you love God that you don't see? You understand? You can't say you love God. You don't see God, you understand? But that brother, you understand, I see. Officer Barakala, I see. You understand? Adawan Madbar, I see. You understand? That brother, you understand? Those brothers, you understand, that are killed, I see. You understand? That young brother that's just 26 years old, I see. And others like him. You understand? And these are the people that you gotta love. You gotta love those brothers and sisters to prove you understand, to even say that you love God. But the thing is, the Christian church never told us what love is. We never learned what real love is outside of the UPK. Well, you know what? Love is caring for one another. Love is sacrificing your life for one another. You understand? So like, just give me. And can you take over for a quick second, Bible question?
Kawakan.
Go ahead, please. Give me a second.
It's like Officer Ariar said, right? And even Officer 5000 Madabar said, so like, hey, Shalom, Officer Zabaja, y'all bashim Shabrakta.
Hey, Shalom, priest, y'all bashim Shabrak Thumb.
So like, are you on mute?
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yeshabrak Thumb.
Bashim Shabrakta. So like I was saying, just like Officer Ariar said, right? And Officer 5000 Madabar said, how can you love Christ and hate the brothers and sisters that you see every day? How can you love God that you don't see and hate the brothers and sisters that you see every day? You understand? It's basically like you hate yourself, because the brothers and sisters that you see every day, they're your own people. They're like a reflection of yourself as well. You understand? If you hate the man in the mirror, if you hate yourself, how could you love your own? How could you claim to love your own people? And then all those so-called street brothers or so-called gangsters pretending to be gangsters, whatever the case is, right? They're gonna be like, well, the white man hates us, we have to go against the white man, da 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 da, whatever they're saying, you understand? But they'll be the first one to sell you cocaine. They'll be the first one to give you crack to smoke, to get you high on any type of drug. They'll be the first one to pimp our sisters. You understand? They claim they claim to be against the oppressor, but they killing each other, doing the work of the oppressor for the oppressor. You understand? They claim like they don't have a choice but to sell drugs, whatever the case is. That is a lie. You understand? They say that lifestyle was pushed on them, right, by older people in the neighborhood, whatever the case is. Well, that lifestyle on the old heads in the neighborhoods was pushed on them by the oppressor in the first place. You understand? The division that we have between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and whatever gang that we join, right? Whatever criminal organization we're a part of, you understand? It's all part of the plan of the oppressor, you know, just to divide us further and to make sure we kill each other like that. The oppressor don't have to lift a finger. You won't see, like, there was a post on Facebook about a Klans member, right? A Ku Klux Klan member. He was speaking about King Von and another rapper, right? He said the Klans members don't have to lift a finger no more. They don't have to go in the streets to hang brothers. They don't have to go in the streets to kill other brothers. You understand? Because with the music that we promote, with the drugs that we sell to each other, right? We're shooting each other back and forth in the streets. We're killing each other. They don't have to lift a finger no more. We're doing their work for them. You understand? They just have to sit back, watch the news, watch brothers in Chicago murdering each other's left and right, brothers in Montreal North murdering each other's left and right. They don't have to lift a finger anymore. They sit back in their chair and enjoy a beer. You understand? So to all them brothers claiming to be against the oppressor, stop lying to yourselves. You are working with the oppressor. If you really were against the oppressor, you would change your life. You would die and be reborn again in this truth, in the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. Ever since 1969, we've been providing the solution to black on black crime, black on brown crime, brown on brown crime. You understand? We're providing the solution to the predicament that we live in, to the horrible conditions that we live in. You understand? I want to give a hand to Commanding General YAHANNA and all the generals for doing that, for raising men like us to be able to provide this solution to our people. You understand? Because without these men, we'll probably be dead in the streets or in jail somewhere. You understand? I.S.U.P.K is the key.
I'm right.
For blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. You understand? We will fix black on black crime. We will fix drugs in the neighborhood. We will help you get a job so that you get legit money and you don't have to sell drugs anymore. You understand? You get high, we will get you off of drugs. You understand? Whatever help our people need, we got it. So to whoever is listening out there, if you're not in the school, click on the sign-in links. You understand? Get into the school. So all the brothers become a trooper in the school. You understand? So we can raise you to an officer, and so on. To all the sisters, come into the school. You understand? If you don't have a husband, we'll get you a man to be able to be protected. You understand? Get you a Hebrew name. You understand? Change your ways. Change your life. With that said, I'm going to pass the pass back to Officer 1000 Adiyar.
Come, Messiah in Christ, peace, Messiah in Christ, you understand? Very powerful, man, you understand? And that's what it is, man, you understand? The UPK is the only cure for our community, man. The UPK is the only place where you're going to find real love, real brotherhood, real sisterhood, man. You understand? Nowhere else. And just like Officer Adawan Madabar, you understand, say right, the church, they're in church and talking about each other every week. You understand why? Because then, you understand, the church teaches you how to be hypocrite. You understand? But understand? I'm a jet. You know, just like I told you in the beginning. You understand? Me and Officer Barakala, we got grounds to touch. You understand? So we're gonna leave you. We're gonna leave you. You understand? With you understand, brothers, solid brothers. You understand? In Toronto, you understand? Give an I.S.U.P.K in Toronto. Give an I.S.U.P.K in Toronto in hand. So 1,000 supply jobs, so 500. You understand? Shire once, lock it. You understand? I'm gonna leave you. You understand? With those two brothers. You understand? They're gonna guide you in the truth. You got a question? You understand? Put it in the chat. You understand? All right. So I'll pass the class back. You understand? To the brothers in Toronto. I speak in Toronto. All right. All right. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
All right, let's get it in. Shalom, Israel. Officer 500, Shariah 1. Just standing in for Officer 1000 Zabadi till he gets back. Leaving off with what the brothers are talking about, what the powerful priests were bringing out. Let's jump right into a scripture. All right, and shalom to the brothers. Shalom, Officer Madabari. Abashim Shabbat for tuning in, other one. Let's jump right to. Let's bring up the scripture. All right, let's go to 1 John chapter 4. Select 1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. All right, what the brothers are bringing out powerful, and what the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General YAHANNA is offering the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is a safe place, right? A safe place for this oppression that we're under. All right. We were just out at a Benjamite event, right? Talking to our people, giving life to our people, sharing with them what the school's about, and we can't stress enough how important it is for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to take their identity back. Not only take their identity back, but gather together, right? There was a sister that asked a question, can we really do it? Can we really gather together, right? And what did Christ say? Christ said that those are people who do the will of my Father are my brothers, my sisters, my family, right? In the I.S.U.P.K, we are a family, right? When we gather together, it's a safe place for us. It's a safe place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our kids, where we don't got to worry about all the nonsense going on in the world. Where we can gather together, we don't got to worry about somebody getting shot. We don't got to worry about all the violence. We don't got to worry about rape, molestation, and things like that go on in this wicked world, right? So jumping into 1 John chapter 4 and verse 20, it says, if a man say, I love God, right? Everybody says, I love God. So many people say, I love God. I serve God. I have a personal relationship with God, right? Everybody at that event today, right? They claim to be Christian. They claim to love God, know God, right? And all these beautiful things that sound good, right? But what's really in their heart, right? This is what this verse is talking about. It says, and hateth his brother, right? How do you hate your brother? You hate your brother when you pull a gun on another Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, right? You hate your brother when you sleep with another man's wife. You hate your brother when you abandon your husband, when you abandon your wife, your kids. You hate your husband, or you hate your brother, right, when you disobey the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? Giving pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster to your kids, right? Having a restaurant, cooking up some jerk pork and serving it to your people. You hate your people. Why? Because these things destroy us. These things harm us, right? You can't go around saying you love God and do these things to another Black, Hispanic, or Native American man, right? It says the people that do these things, they are liars, right? It says if a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar, right? According to the Bible, if you don't obey these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you don't learn to love another Black, Hispanic, or Native American man or woman, you do not love God, right? That's every Christian, that's every Muslim, 6%er, new age religion, whatever nonsense they're coming out with every day, right? All these other religions have to do with the worship of yourself. They have to do with selfishness, not loving your brother or your sister as yourself, right? Not showing respect and honor and kindness, long suffering, bearing each other burdens, right? These are the things that we got to do for each other, and this is what we do in the I.S.U.P.K, right? What did the brother say? Right, Officer 5000 Matabar said, how can you love Christ but hate the brothers and sisters you see every day? Right, this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Why it came to this verse. Right, you can't do it. Right, it's nonsense, it's foolishness. Right, you got a wife. You know, for some of us brothers, we got 3, 4 wives, 10 wives. You got one wife and you got all these kids. How are you going to be a sister and abandon your husband? How are you going to be a husband and abandon your kids and your wife and say that you love God? Right? That's nonsense. That's foolishness. Right? You're a liar according to the Bible. It says, "For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?" Right? And this is what we're teaching our people in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, how to truly love each other, right? How to truly love one another, right? How to be kind, how to be long suffering for one another, right? Because all of us are in this oppression together. All of us are struggling paying our bills, right? All of us are struggling just to get by, right? To get our family the basic needs that they need to survive in this kingdom. All of us are suffering the same oppression, right? Getting pulled over or carted by the police, right? What is it, 4 to 5 times more than every other nation that's living in this place,
Right.
right? All of us are in this oppression together. We got to learn to treat one another with respect. Learn to treat one another and care for one another as we care for ourselves, right? This is what we're teaching our people. Verse 21 says, "And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also." Right? The Christian church would have you believe that Christ only told us that there's 2 commandments that we have to keep, right? To love God and love each other as ourselves, right? But what Christ was really saying is that these 2 things go hand in hand. Loving God and loving your brother is the same thing. There's no difference. And we do that by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We do that by forgiving one another, right? What does it say in Leviticus? You're not allowed to hate your brother in your heart, right? You can't bear a grudge against the children of thy people. The Hispanics can't be bearing grudges against the so-called Negro in America. The Crips and Bloods can't be bearing grudges against them. Different black-on-black crimes that we go through that are happening amongst our communities, right? This is hate. You don't love God if you're doing these things, right? Slacking. All right, so I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer 1000 Zabadi.
All right, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yashai, Baruch to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Latham, Hashem Yashai to all the sisters. We want Officer 5000 Matabar for tuning in. Everyone like, subscribe, and smash the like button. Share this channel. Subscribe to all UPK channels, right? So just like Officer Adiyar and Officer Barak Allah were talking about earlier, there's gun violence in our cities, right? Our cities are plagued with gun violence. Like you could see Montreal, gun violence is going through the roof. The numbers are jumping over there. That's something you never really. So like, I never really heard of that much gun violence happening in Montreal, right? And now you can see in Toronto, the gun violence is going up, right? So we're gonna get into a quick article. You can see the young men who are doing these shootings, who are hating their brother, right? Who lack brotherhood. Those young men are they're getting younger and younger, right? And you could only blame the Muslim mosque. You could only blame the Christian church, the so-called blackity black leaders, right? Who they don't offer us nothing. They don't offer us any truth, right? So let's read this article right quick. This article that we're gonna read is about a young brother who was now he made worldly rap music, right? He wasn't spitting the raps that the UPK spitting. He was talking about murdering other people. He was talking about selling drugs and whoring out our sisters, right? And unfortunately, this young man lost his life to the same things he's been rapping about. Now, for those who don't know, in the city of Toronto, there's an area, Jane and Finch, where that area is plagued by gun violence, just like Lawrence Heights, just like Rexdale, just like Regent Park, just like Palmer Court, just like Chester Lee, right? It's plagued by gun violence, right? And the neighborhood that he's from, within walking distance, there are two neighborhoods full of blacks, Hispanics, and they're killing each other. So we're gonna go into this article, right? There's so many things that happened in Toronto in the last damn near 74 hours, right? You had a Muslim man who was killed at a funeral, right? You had another man was just arrested for firing a gun on the highway in the air. He was testing his gun in the air on the highway. He was arrested. This happened today, right? Now let's get into this article. If you can see this article properly, put a 1 in the chat. If you can see the article properly. If you can't, just let me know. I'm gonna try to fix it. 1 second. Let's see if I can fix it up a little. All right, now I'm gonna jump back to see what it looks like. Bear with me a moment. All right. So this young man, Brampton teen arrested in connection with murder of Toronto rapper Houdini in May 2000. Now, this is a young man who was murdered. He was damn near a rising star in the city of Toronto, right? Our oppressor doesn't care about us. They don't give a damn if we get murdered or not. It's just another news story. It's like a TV show for them, right? When this young man was murdered, the Toronto Sun, the same Toronto Sun that published an article from Benai Brith without contacting I.S.U.P.K Canada, without contacting Commandant General YAHANNA, published an article about this young man that said, who made Houdini disappear? Right? I posted this on my Facebook. It's just to show you how much they don't care if we die. They don't give a damn about us. But the I.S.U.P.K cares about you. Officer 5000, a bond, cares about you. All the men in the I.S.U.P.K care about you. We care about you so much that we go on the corners to talk to our brothers and sisters. We go into the most dangerous neighborhoods to try to wake up our brothers and sisters to who they are, so they're not killing each other, so they're not hoarding themselves out, so they're not trying to numb the pain of all the murder and death and the horrible life that we live due to our oppressors with the drugs, right? So let's get into this article. A Brampton teen has been charged, in connection with the murder of a well-known Toronto rapper who was gunned down in the city's entertainment district, right, over 2 years ago. On May 26, 2020, Toronto police responded to reports of shots fired in the area of King Street West and Blue Jays Way around 4 p.m. right? Now that's right by where the Blue Jays play, right? That's next to where the Raptors play. It's what people would call the Rogers Center. If you're from old Toronto, if you're an old man like me, you would call it the Skydome, right? The shots erupted in broad daylight. Now these shootings are increasing and it's going off in broad daylight, right? There was a time when you didn't hear about too many broad daylight shootings, but now these kids, damn near, in their mind, they have nothing to live for. That's because they don't understand who they are. They don't understand that they're supposed to love each other because the Lord commanded it, because they are the Israelites. Shots erupted in broad day in an area that is typically busy with lots of pedestrians during the day, right? And that's another thing. Like you got to think about it. Like for someone to fire a firearm to take another man's life in the broad day while there are a bunch of civilians walking around, a bunch of people walking around, right? They absolutely don't care about their life. And where do they get this from? They get this from the oppressor. They get it from every movie the oppressor puts out, every video game. They get it from the Jewish-controlled rap music. Now you think you control rap music. You think rap music is a black art form, right? It's not. Like my brother said, it's not. There's a reason why drug music, why murder music is so popular. Drill rap, right? Music about killing another brother is so popular because you have to understand who's putting out this music. Witnesses reported hearing up to 10 gunshots before police arrived on the scene a short time later. DeMargio Jenkins, who is also, if I mispronounce his name, to all the family members of this young man, if I mispronounce his name, who's also a known rapper, Houdini, was found with gunshot wounds and rushed to a hospital in critical condition. Jenkins, 21, was pronounced dead a short time later in hospital. A 15-year-old boy who was with Jenkins and allegedly returned fire. Now, again, I'm stressing to you that the shootings and the young men who are firing these guns, they're getting younger and younger, right? We got to get to these young men from a young age. It's time for Salakia. This reminds me of a conversation that I had with a group of men in their mid-40s in the Jane and Finch area, right? And I was trying to talk to them about what do we do to curb the violence? How do we curb the violence in Toronto? How do we curb the violence in Toronto? They did not want to have the conversation. They looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? I told them, you know why Jane and Finch is violent right now? Right? You are part of the problem because you don't want to talk to the young men. You want nothing to do with the young men. You just act like everything is all sugar and sprinkles and ice cream. Like it's just fun. It's just a walk in the park. It's just a regular day, right? The older men have to get in this truth, have children, and raise up those young men to be in this truth. Just like every officer in the school. So Officer Sharman, there is a last cup somewhere over there. Can you bring it over to Shah? Right. That's what I charged them with. I told them that the only way gun violence is going to stop in this city is if you stop the lifestyle that you live and get in this truth and raise up young men to get in this truth. Right, so let's get back into this article. Again, this a 15-year-old boy who was with Jenkins and allegedly returned fire. Good night. Now, I remember when I was 15, right? I was not thinking about firing a gun. Now, guns were being fired in my neighborhood, right? And there were older men who were pressuring young men to pick up guns, to sell drugs, to smoke weed, to buy weed, to go and do all these things. But a lot of us weren't thinking about that. We were thinking about the sister that we could take to the swimming pool, the sister that we could take to the movies, right? We're thinking about paper routes and basketball and all the things a young man thinks about that has nothing to do with gun violence, right? In 2020, a 15-year-old boy is downtown Toronto being fired upon, right? Being traumatized, being in a position where he has to defend his life and fire shots. A 15-year-old boy who's with Jenkins and allegedly returned fire was also injured in the shooting. Now, this young man was shot. Now, if I was to count all the young men that have been shot, all the young men that are 19 and under, right? You know, like the old basketball leagues, 19 and under, right? That were shot and injured by projectiles flying through the city. I would need about 20 hands. I would need Salakia, damn, I would need a whole booklet, right? Like this book right here. I could fill this book right here with all the names of young men who've been shot in our city. Right? As well as a 27-year-old woman who police said was a bystander. Now women are getting shot in the city too. Bystanders. Right? Police said Jenkins was likely targeted. Now, Salakia, this is Salakia. Wow. Like there's a saying, the streets knows what's happening, right? Now, the sad part about this, family members are killing family members. This is something that's well known in the city. Family members are killing family members because an intersection separates them. Because they come from two different neighborhoods. Because one neighborhood is allegedly Bloods, one neighborhood is allegedly Crips. What the hell do you know about Blood and Crips in Canada? That is not your culture. Whose culture are you living? This whole gang culture is not the black man's culture, right? You want your culture, you gotta open up. Sure, you want to read that book, Baba Kashar? You want to find your culture, you gotta open this book. We opened this book and we found out that our culture is in this book. Our history is in this book.
Right.
Right? You want to know whose culture you're living? Officer Shaw, you want, get me Psalms 139 and 22, Baba Kashar. Salakia. Not that one. Get me John 8 and 44. Let's find out whose culture you're living. Because our King Christ already spoke on whose culture the Israelites are living at this moment. Right? It has nothing to do with us. You can read it when you got it.
Book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. You are of your father the devil.
Ye are of your father the devil. You are living your oppressor's culture. Your oppressor's culture is to go out in the street and hunt black men like animals. When black men, Hispanic men, Native American men are the Israelites. They are the saints, right? Of the devil. 12 Shield General Muhammad, he was in Canada not too long ago, right? And he showed us a lot of love. We had a camp, we had a class, we had a kickback that went perfectly, no violence, right? Because when we open up, show them that book again. When we open up this book, we find out how we're supposed to live. We find out that we're supposed to love each other. right? He taught a class, and it's in the channel. You can go back on the channel. It's only a few weeks back, maybe a month back, couple weeks, maybe 15 videos back. You'll see 12 Shield General Muhammad breaking down how black men live like their oppressors because we've been so beaten down. We choose to live like our oppressors because we don't have our own culture. Keep reading that precept.
And the lusts of your father ye will do.
The lust of your father. You think life is about how much jewelry you can rob, how many sisters you can sleep with, how much money you could stack, right? When all that jewelry, all that money, it didn't mean anything 2 years ago when COVID started, when the whole country was shut down, the whole earth damn near stopped spinning. It didn't mean anything. Right? Keep reading.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. Right? That's to let you know, like the oppressor is a murderer. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are not a murderer. And who knows? Okay, someone type in the chat what that means. He was a murderer from the beginning, right? What does that mean, right? If you're watching this class and you think you know, type it in and we'll go into that, right? But he was a murderer from the beginning. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are not murderers, right? I'll give you a moment while I get back into this article. Shariwan, you can hold that for a moment. Now, the police said Jenkins was likely targeted, right? It's such a horrible thing that our brothers and sisters are being murdered. This is the scene. If you're watching right now, this is the scene of what it looked like. A woman was also struck, right? We get shot. All these Caucasian police come out. They do their little investigation. They go and kick someone's door open and charge another black man with murder, right? And sometimes, like in the case of many that have been murdered in the city, it's their own family member who are murdering each other because the intersection separates you. They're not fighting. Okay, here's I'm gonna put you onto a little well-known thing that is happening in the city. None of these murders are over drugs. It's not over who's gonna make the most money. It's not like how they portray criminality in videos of gangs fighting over drug turfs. That's not what it is. It's not about that. 95% of the time it's over a woman. 95% of the time it's over some nonsense. Right? Someone wanted to rob someone, so now they're going to war. Right? It's not over a drug turf. Who's going to sell the most crack on the corner of Jane and Finch? Who's going to sell the most crack in the lane or in Driftwood or in Connections? It's usually over nothing. Something that a council could solve. Right? If you were to listen to the priests and prophets, you wouldn't be going through a drug war.
Right.
You wouldn't be raising your kids in Salaki. Not even to say you wouldn't be raising your kids in a neighborhood. Our oppressor is such a devil. He targets us. They target all our events. Like, for instance, we just came from a Benjamite event. The Benjamite event is scheduled to go until 11 o'clock. They want to shut it down at 8 o'clock. The police are there trying to shut it down, trying to tell people turn off the mic, or they might be shutting off the generator, right? But if it's a LGBTQ party, that thing is going to rock out. They're going to allow them to ride down the street. If it's any party where they get to make money off of us, it's going to last all night, right? Like, think about Caravana. Caravana, they're charging brothers and sisters to get into an event that they market to them, right? The vendors there are damn near, most of the vendors are, now there's a few vendors that are brothers and sisters, but most of the vendors are heathens. Even at the event we went today, there's heathen vendors, right? And that threw me off for a loop.
Yeah, that threw me off too.
Right? I seen some Filipinos at a Caribbean event talking about they're selling roasted corn. I was like, what the hell is going on?
They had a what do you call it? Salaki. What's that raw fish that they eat with the rice?
Sushi?
Sushi. They had a Salaki. They had a sushi truck.
I didn't even see that.
Right at the end.
Good night. It's some good scotch. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Now make that make sense. You're supposed to love each other, but you give all your love to the heathens. Show you on. Read that precept one more time.
Verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do.
Right. They say ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you'll do. What's his lust? The drug dealing, the whoredom, the killing of your own brothers and sisters, because you think you're gonna make it rich. Listen, I never met a brother who made it rich off the streets. All the brothers who thought they were going to make it rich off the streets, do you know what happened to them? They died. They went to jail. They started using their own drugs. In any order. Listen, sometimes they start using the drugs. They go to jail and then they die when they come home. Because they still use the drugs because they're so traumatized. Because there's nothing to help them. And Benai Brith wants to shut down the I.S.U.P.K in Canada because we tell brothers and sisters, you got to stop loving your oppressor's culture. Right? Keep reading.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. Who was that murderer from the beginning? Right? You just got to go back to Cain and Abel. Right? That spirit of Cain is our oppressor today.
Right.
That same spirit that is in Cain is in our oppressor today. And our oppressor loves to murder us. And now blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans act like they're oppressors. They act like Cain. They act like the murderer. Right? That's the last one? You got some more? Okay.
And abode not in the truth.
And they're not in the truth. You think that you're going to sell all the fentanyl, all the fentanyl, all the carfentanil, you're going to get 1 ounce of carfentanil and turn it into 10 ounces of regular fentanyl and sell that to your brothers and sisters, and you're just going to live life. The Lord hates you. The Lord wants all drug dealers to die. And dying you are. You rap about selling drugs to your people, you're most likely going to die in the streets of Toronto. Gunned down, like our brother Houdini was. Right? For no reason. Because you thought you could sell dope and get away with it. Here's a news flash. Now I'm gonna put y'all onto some game, right? The police know exactly who's selling drugs. They're just letting you do it. And then eventually, once they made enough money off of you, because who do you think is selling the drugs? How do metric tons of carfentanil get into Canada? Slovakia, they shut down the border where nothing can come through, right, during COVID. Right? That means they can shut down the borders now where nothing gets through. Ask yourself, how does carfentanil get into Canada? How does heroin, all the guns and all the weed, they know who's growing the weed. It's no surprise Justin Trudeau legalized the weed. Now they're putting out articles saying Justin Trudeau didn't want to legalize weed, but he did. Why? They know, Officer Sharyuan broke this down already. They know that weed is causing psychotic breakdowns in brothers and sisters. Our lives are so horrible, we're just trying to numb the pain, right? The best way to numb the pain is to get in this truth. Because realistically, that pain does not go away. It never does. It sticks with you. You might think on it from time to time. But what we have is brotherhood. The brotherhood of the I.S.U.P.K. Now listen, I don't know where the brotherhood is outside of these walls because I've never seen it. I don't know what the hell they do in the groups with fringes on shirts. I just don't know. I just know it's not brotherly.
They call each other's wives baby.
Good. Who the hell does that? You speak to anything I claim as mine. Listen, you good man. We'll be having a council about it.
Right.
We'll be having a damn council about it. Right? And that's me saying it brotherly to you. Right? Because it's unbrotherly to want to speak to another man's rib, another man's property. It's actually it's rainbow people. I'm gonna say it this way because we know you want to shut down our channels if we say the wrong thing. On YouTube, you could rap about black men killing each other and drugs and whoring out our daughters. But if you speak about that community that's plagued by monkeypox, they want to take your channel. They want to shut down. They want to make sure you can't put up videos. They want to remove it and say, no, you can't speak about this. If you speak about the people who stole our culture, you know, the people behind Benai Griff, right? They want to take your videos away and send you notifications and say, we're taking this video down, right? So, okay, was there anything less than that precept?
Because there is no truth in him.
Because there's no, read one more up.
And abode not in the truth.
You're not in the truth if you hate your brother. You live like the devil. You are not in the truth. If you're not under Commanding General YAHANNA, you are not in the truth. Now, you can get mad, right? You can get mad all you want and be like, what the hell are these brothers talking about? We have the whole truth, right? And if you don't have the whole truth, you should not be teaching anything. Can you imagine? Imagine you come to me and say, Zabadja, can you teach me how to bake a cake? I'm like, yeah, I can teach you how to bake a cake. But I don't have the part that says put the eggs in the batter. Good night. I'm not telling you. You're saying, how do you get the cake to not stick to the pan? You say, slack it, I just don't know. Why are you teaching? Why would I be teaching on how to bake a cake? Right? So,
Scriptures say children are our oppressors, right? You better not act like our oppressor. Because only a child would think that you could raise a nation and not be able to give to the people everything that they need.
Well, let's go back up. A 15-year-old boy who was with Jenkins and allegedly returned fire. Show you on. What did you say? You said children are our oppressors? And you read that precept that said, ye are of your father, the devil? Our children are acting like the devil. Right? Keep reading that precept.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Right. So basically, we're acting like the devil. When we speak these lies, we're speaking it like the devil. Keep reading.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
The oppressor has been a liar. Jesus is white is a lie. God loves everybody is a lie.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Africans, or Native Americans came across some damn ice bridge is a lie. Right? Everything the oppressor says is a lie. Now the monkeypox is plaguing our oppressors. COVID is running rampant in the earth. They're about to go to war. Right? 2 weeks later at a memorial for the rapper, good night. Now 1 second. Let me see if I can find that video. Right? Because this is something that's happening. I just remembered about that part. Like when Houdini died, like a bunch of other things happened. Right? Let me see if I can find that video. Good night. Bear with me a second. Right? See, I just had to put Houdini, MEM, and it pops up. Houdini Memorial Shooting. Right? Now, I'm not going to, there's a whole video, right? One second. What day was this? Let me check. Okay, there's a video of the young man in a shootout. I'm not going to play that video of the brother dying, but there's a video. The Toronto Police Services, they put out this video of the brother dying. Now, if you're from Toronto, you've already seen this video. If you have an ear to the streets, you've already seen this video, right? But what I'm going to pull up in a quick moment is what happened after the fact, right? 2 weeks later, at a memorial for the rapper, gunfire erupted in a parking lot on Beverly Hills Drive near Jane Street and Highway 401. Police said a vehicle pulled up to the memorial and a shooter exited and opened fire on the crowd. Then at least 5 people who were attending the Virgil returned fire. Police said more than 60 rounds from at least 4 different calibers of guns were fired during the incident, according to police. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing, and it's not funny, right? These men were shooting at their own friends during the memorial service, which is crazy because the tension and the drama. Now, myself being a victim of gun violence, right? Being a perpetrator of gun violence in my past. If it wasn't for the UPK, I don't know where I would be right now, right? One thing that does happen, I don't know who this is. Salakia, Ebenezer, are you Black, Hispanic, or Native American? That would be my question for you, right? One thing that does happen, the PTSD that happens after gun violence is it leaves brothers on edge. That has you walking that has you looking over your shoulder as you walk down the street. You're just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Every car you see once you're in that life is an op. Brothers be taking guns to the most weirdest places. Like, literally to the weirdest places. Like, you're a strong Black man. Would you say you're Caribbean, American? I'm going to take it you're Black, right? So I'm going to entertain your question for a moment. Canada is not a gun-free zone. They sell guns in Canada. Did you not know that? This brother thinks, if he is a brother, he thinks Canada is a gun-free zone. Wake the hell up. They sell guns in Canada. Where do you think the other half of the guns are coming from? You haven't heard of all the people who report their guns stolen after they sold them? Good night. I bet you didn't know that. Now you know. If you are a strong Black man and your people you're a descendant of slaves, you want to be a strong Black man, you should be in these ranks. If you're a strong Black man. Because the only strong Black men I know are in these ranks. Outside of this, I don't know any strong Black men. Right? They have gun stores in Canada. At 400, Highway 400 and, where is it, Langstaff? They sell shotguns. You can buy a pistol in Canada. You can buy an AR-15 type rifle in Canada. You probably didn't know that. And now, they don't even need to sell guns in Canada. There's a thing called the 3D printer, where people buy parts for guns. Download a PDF. Put that into the 3D printer and print a gun and put it together. They call them ghost guns. Rappers rap about them. Right. So where were we? Let's get back into it. Police said a vehicle pulled up. We read that already. More than 60 rounds from at least 4 different calibers of guns were fired during the incident, according to police. Now, here's another thing, right? If you think that they want gun violence to end in Canada, you are sadly mistaken. Penetanguishene, majority, that's a town north of Barrie, where the what is it? The Central North Correctional Center is located. Majority of the people who work there live in the town. So a correctional center employs majority of the people in a zone. You think they want gun violence to stop? You are sadly mistaken. You think they want drugs to stop being sold? You are sadly mistaken. Right. Short time later, police said 2 individuals from the memorial took themselves to a nearby hospital with gunshot wounds. 2 suspects were arrested in that shooting, police said. On August 13th, Peel police, they made an arrest in connections with Jenkins. Last week, officers investigated a vehicle near an establishment in the area of Eglinton Avenue East and Dixie Road in Mississauga. Police said 2 firearms were located in the vehicle, and a 19-year-old male in the vehicle was wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for firearm-related offenses in relation to the Jenkins case. The teen, who was from Brampton, a youth at the time of Jenkins' murder, cannot be identified under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. He was held for bail hearing, right? So we're going to get rid of this article, and I'm going to show you now, Salakia brothers and sisters. This is graphic, but this is something you need to see, right?
Salakia, I got a precept.
Come on, you can bring that precept up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
Right.
So the man that is tender among you and very delicate. This is speaking about an emotional brother.
Right.
Right. This is speaking about a brother who is quick to anger. He's not slow to anger, like the scriptures say. Right. This is a brother who has a tough time of ruling over his spirit, ruling over his emotions.
Right.
Right. Maybe because he didn't have a man show him how to be a man growing up. Right? It says, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. Right? This is to, what's his brother's name in the chat? Ebenezer. Understand that if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, that we have an evil eye towards one another.
Right.
We don't have love towards one another. It doesn't matter if we're in Brazil, we're in El Salvador, Dominican Republic, right? Canada, the States. It doesn't matter where we are. You are going to see black on black crime. You are going to see black on brown crime. Right? These curses follow us no matter where we are. Right? You have these fake Israelite camps taking their whole congregation over to Israel, right? Thinking they're gonna escape Babylon and escape the curses and escape oppression and all the things that is plaguing our people, right? When Christ said that we got to build this kingdom for, right? This kingdom doesn't come by observation, but we got to put this work in and build this kingdom up so that Christ has somewhere to rule when he comes back. Until then, black on black crime is going to plague our community. It doesn't matter where we are.
Right. This, I wouldn't even pay attention to this man. He might be just trolling. He said he's not oppressed. He said he thought there was no black people in Canada. He's stupid. Like you good night. I'm just gonna ignore you from here on out. If you think there's no black people in Canada. Right? Black people are everywhere. Slavery was everywhere. That's why you think you're not oppressed. You probably love your oppressor. Why you think you're not oppressed. You probably only love yourself. Right? And that's a thing. Hold your point for a second. That's a thing that happens in the black community, where black people only love themselves. They don't give a damn about whatever is happening. I will never listen. I can be a multi-billionaire, And I would never say I'm not oppressed, because somewhere one of my brothers is smoking drugs. One of my brothers is doing life in jail for a plant because he was weak and he couldn't fight weed smoke and he couldn't fight selling dope. He's in jail for life. Our sisters, like abortion is killing us in the numbers of 500,000, and we're not oppressed. Good effing night, Slovakia. Right, so we're gonna get into this video. This is the video of the memorial they had for the brother who was slain. Right, this is the video of the brother. It's a memorial for the brother who was slain. Now, because I keep my ear to the streets in my zone, I like to find out what is happening, right? Because I need to know where the shootings are happening. Wherever there's a shooting happening, that's the area I like to go into, because that's the area where brothers and sisters need to wake up. The Christian church does not do that. The Christian church will not do that at all, right? The Christian church wants you to love your oppressor and think you're not oppressed. That's the mind state of a Christian. The mind state of a Christian who has his mouth firmly on the rear end of a slave master, he's not oppressed. He says, I have a job. I pay my rent to some oppressor. I'm not oppressed. I own a house. Black men need to get themselves in control. That's what's up. When black men get themselves in control, then they'll be able to control everything else, right? But why? Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say to this man. Well, I think you're trolling at this moment, but either way you have it, right? Why the hell do you want the black woman in control? You're not oppressed. Right? He wants to control the black women, but he's not oppressed. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're just trolling. Let's get back to this, right? The streets were saying their own people pulled up, and because they seen a car circle around a couple times after their brother was killed, they opened fire on this vehicle. Let's watch this footage. Good thing, right? I heard that. It's like, God damn, y'all didn't have cell phones. Y'all couldn't call each other. A young man who he just came home from a prison sentence. He was in the situation and went back to prison off the situation, and that's confirmed. Right. See, this man is double-minded. He don't know what to think. First, he's not oppressed. Now, feminism is playing. Good night. What's wrong with it? You don't know what you're thinking. I'm just gonna mute you from now on, right? Because you don't have anything to add. So now, Ebenezer, because you're not oppressed, you are on timeout. You're not oppressed. You don't need anything. You're too wild. You tough, right? You don't need black women. You don't need to be in control of black women because you're not oppressed. Just leave that job to the men in the I.S.U.P.K. You can't handle it because you can't recognize the war that's going on.
Right.
That's crazy. If you can't even recognize the war that's going on, how the hell are you gonna fix yourself? How the hell are you gonna fix your sisters if you can't recognize their enemy? All right, let's watch this real quick, right? Now check this out. Right? This is the vehicle right here. You can see the vehicle right here, right? This vehicle was circling around a couple times. These people start opening fire on the vehicle because they're traumatized because their homie was killed. Did you see that? You see this brother? Look at him shoot. Look, they're shooting. They don't know what the hell they're shooting at. There are vehicles driving by. These men absolutely know not what they're shooting at. He's just running and shooting.
Like he just
he's trying to get out of the way.
The movie right there.
right? Let's pull this back. This is the trauma of gun violence in the city of Toronto. These are men who cannot control their emotions because they're scared. Because these men are scared, these men in the first circle right here are scared, they start firing on a vehicle, allegedly with their own friends in the vehicle. These men start shooting back. Allegedly, it's their own friends. Good night.
Green color pistol.
Right. All these men got charged later. Running. Like you're shooting and then running into the line of fire. Black men, you are horrible at crime. You're not supposed to be doing crime. Right? I'm gonna let this rock out. What I realized is I sucked at crime. I was not good at it. Yeah, I was not good at it. You know what I'm good at though? Busting down these precepts. You know what I'm good at though? Showing love to my brother. Right? Right. How do you say it might be denied bread? There's a lot of fools in Canada. Right? Good night. Listen, we seen a bunch of fools in our time. We just don't know what the hell is going on. Right? Slovakia. Right. You just gotta understand that we need to show each other brotherhood, right? Slovakia. What am I looking for? Officer Shaiwan, can you bring up if they've done it to the least of us? I think it might be Matthew 18. It might be Matthew 18 if I'm not mistaken. Right, you want to know why the men in the I.S.U.P.K are so angry? It's because we see our brothers and sisters dying.
Right.
And it pains us. And if you're not angry about that, good night. I just don't know what to tell you. Right?
Slovakia, if I could.
Come.
Right, under Commanding General YAHANNA, he raised up brothers like Officer 5,000 of Bond who looked at Canada and said, I love my people. You understand? I see the oppression of my people up in Canada, and I want to do something about it. Right? I see the oppression of my people in Brazil, right, over in Alaska, all the different places that Officer Bond is over. Right? These are the type of men that Commanding General YAHANNA is raising. Right? He shows love to our people wherever we are. Right? It doesn't matter where we're living in this earth. Right? The scripture said we were scattered to the four corners of the earth. Right? Officer 5,000 Abund is showing love to our people up here in Canada. Right? Something that we need.
Con. That's definitely heavy, right? Get us Matthew 25 and 40.
So Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto him, verily I say unto you.
Right. This is Christ. This is Christ saying this, right? Now, a king is a powerful brother, right? A king is a powerful man, right? What happens to okay, in the oppressor's kingdom, what happens to a brother in Jane and Finch? It doesn't happen to Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau is sleeping right now. Justin Trudeau's in some barbershop getting some purple haircut. Good night. Listen, in Canada, they say he had a Dumb and Dumber haircut. They were talking about that for a while. And I kept wondering, why the hell is Dumb and Dumber trending in Canada? And then I seen it. I said, good night. You look like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. Right? All your politicians Black Lives Matter, they're sleeping right now. They don't give a damn. They bought a $6 million mansion for the purple team. Right? Somewhere in that mansion is a room for IUIC.
Right.
Good night. Keep reading.
And as much as ye have done it to one of the least of these my brethren.
Now, most powerful people, they don't give a damn what happens in Jane and Finch.
Right.
They listen. John Tory, the mayor of Toronto, he don't care what happens in Jane and Finch. He's trying to figure out how he's going to get 4 more years in office. He absolutely doesn't care. Right? But the king shall say, read that again.
Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren.
This is a righteous person speaking. This is a person who's speaking who obeys the law, who knows the law of the Most High. Right? He's saying that if you do it to the least of my people, meaning the lowest person, the people in Jane and Finch. If you shoot someone in Jane and Finch who's struggling through oppression and poverty, if you shoot someone in Lawrence Heights and Palmer Court, if you shoot any brother and murder him, you sell any of my brothers and sisters drugs, you prostitute any of our daughters, right? Keep reading.
You have done it unto me.
It's like you've done it unto me. It's like you've done it onto your people, right? So he's saying if you've done it to the least of us, it's like you've done it to me. The person that doesn't matter, according to everybody else,
Right.
that person doesn't matter because they're not a millionaire. They don't have all the money. They're living in poverty. The person who's oppressed, right? Now, this is why I pulled this precept. Because some people believe they're not oppressed, that's gay.
Yeah.
That's so disheartening. That is so disloyal to your people. That sounds like, master, the slaves are trying to escape. That's what I hear when I hear someone say, I'm a strong black man and I'm not oppressed. Master, Harriet is trying to get the slaves gone. That's what I hear. I hear, master, we're sick. Good night. Read that one more time.
Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren.
You do it to the person who doesn't matter, according to everybody else, the lowest person in the kingdom, right? This is how a righteous leader speaks, right? A righteous leader speaks like this. This is why we all follow Commander General YAHANNA. Because Commander General YAHANNA lives this precept right here. General Muhammad lives this precept right here. General Salaki, this is General Mayak, right?
Okay.
And then General Oz.
Okay.
General Mayak Kaala lives this precept right here. All the generals, all the captains, all the officers, the troopers live this precept. Right? You listen, I see sisters with more heart, with more love for their people than a worldly brother. Right? You've done it to the least of my people. Right? Keep reading.
You have done it unto me.
It's like you've done it unto us. It's like you've done it unto me. I got a slavery. My slavery plays me pretty well. I ain't really complaining too much, right? But I still pay rent to some oppressor, right? If you sell dope to some Gadite honor reservation, I get angry about it. Now listen, this is what's gonna have to happen. All drug dealers are gonna have to die. All murderers of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are gonna have to die. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to go to jail. I'd rather you, if you're in Canada, you get under Commanding General YAHANNA and learn to love your people. But if you can't, you're going to die. I'm not going to kill you. Officer Shayuan is not going to kill you. We're not going to do anything. Me and Officer Shayuan, we're going to sit back. We're going to break down these precepts. We're going to go to camp. We're going to go hand out flyers. We're going to go to more festivals.
Sure.
Ooh, this is at these festivals. We're going to the festivals, man. Listen, we be walking around and I see now they ain't approaching, but they breaking their neck. They're looking, right? Me and Officer Shayuan, we're gonna go to these festivals, hand out some flyers. We're gonna come back from these festivals. We're gonna sip strong, eat good food, and just show each other brotherly love. And the Most High is going to put all drug dealers to death. The Most High is going to make sure you go to jail. Come.
He said, "Vengeance is mine," saith the Lord.
Right. You think he likes that you sold some gata fentanyl?
Right.
You know how much fentanyl kills? You think the Most High likes it. Vengeance is his.
Sure.
Right? Slovakia. Let me add, I'm going to start to add the sign out link. Right, Officer Shayuan, you got anything else you want to add?
Allah, so what you were bringing up was heavy.
Right, you've been warned. That trap house, now listen, those Cuban links make the trap house look good, but it's a trap. It's fully a trap. You're going to get caught up. Right, Shalaki, I got one more, right? Come out of her. Come out of her, my people. What's that? Revelation 18. Come out of her, my people.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
Stop selling drugs. Read that again.
Come out of her, my people.
Stop being whores. Read that again.
Come out of her, my people.
Stop being so moist and purple.
Right.
One more time.
Come out of her, my people.
Stop having all those nasty, all those murderous, monstrous abortions.
Right.
Read.
Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
What are the sins? Everything I just said.
Right.
You not loving your brother. Selling drugs to your brother is a sin. Murdering your brother is a sin. Running into some neighborhood and shooting a man you don't know is a sin. Like that's what's going on in my city right now, in the zones. In Montreal, in Ontario, in British Columbia, brothers and sisters are getting shot. Right? Now I remember not too long ago, right? In the neighborhood I'm from, somebody ran up and shot at a vehicle, a random vehicle, right? And a woman was killed because she was standing outside of her vehicle. They saw a man in the vehicle and they opened fire, and one of the bullets went through the window, went through the next window and hit her. Right? You gotta come out of that. Don't be a partaker of the sin. Right? Keep reading.
And that you receive not of her plagues.
And you receive not of the plagues. What are the plagues? Well, monkeypox is here.
Right.
Right? Death is running through the earth.
Right.
Right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are dying at a high rate because you want to teach your people to sin. You want to partake in the sin. Right? Come out of her, my people. Is that the end of the precept? Right. You gotta stop. You gotta stop and come out. Come out right now. Come home. Right? There is a home for you right now. It's the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. I was lost in the world. I came home. It's such a wonderful place. Like, listen, the love I felt here is honestly, it's on the next level. Right? Come on.
And to you brothers that are watching, stop being such an effeminate coward. You understand? Stop being an effeminate coward and get in class. Stop making excuses. Come to class.
Right.
Start putting some work in. Start putting some boots on the ground. Come out with your brothers. Do some work and raise your nation up. Understand? That way we can truly heal the nation of Israel. Start.
No, that's exactly what it is, because we definitely need to heal each other, right? Because you're sick.
Yeah.
You are sick. So many of our brothers and sisters are suffering mental issues right now because they are sick. Right? We got to come out of that. Right?
Yeah.
Babylon is falling.
Sure.
What are you gonna do? Listen, you're chasing dream. You're chasing the dream of the oppressor. You think. Listen, I got so many ops, but I'm getting to this money. I'm gonna go kill my ops and get back to this money. You're trying to build a castle on quicksand,
Right.
and you can't even see that the every time you build up a wall, it's crumbling. How many years of jail do you have to go through? Right now, listen. I'm going to explain something to you. This is a very harsh reality. Brothers and sisters, you need to hear this. And I pray everyone hears this. I pray that one day, I pray that right now, some brother and sister is just flipping through YouTube and they click on this channel and they hear just this part, right? Because when you go to jail, you'll be sleeping in your cell, right? Crying and wondering why your wife hasn't visited you. Wondering why that man that told you he's gonna protect you, you just gotta move this little package from A to B.
Right.
Wondering why that man who said he's going to bail you is not able to bail you because you decided to hold a gun in your apartment for him. Right? You're gonna wake up, and this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna be sleeping, you're gonna be like this. And that sleep is gonna be the best sleep you've had. Because you're not doing jail time in your sleep. And you're going to hear someone scream, "Search up!" And some CO is going to trash your cell, take you down to the shower, strip search you, and tell you to bend over. So they can see your, what's the best way to say it? They can see your secret places. To see if you're hiding something. And you're going to be traumatized. You're not going to be able to heal from that traumatization. And you're going to look for whatever drugs you can put in your system. And that's what happens to brothers and sisters who go to jail on a regular. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. Right? Now, you don't have to believe me, but it's happening in the Guantanamo South right now. Right? It's happening in the federal penitentiary. It's happening in Penetanguishene. The same Penetanguishene, right? The Central North Correctional Center that employs a whole town. Good man. It's time for brothers and sisters to love each other. Right? It's time for Israel to gather together. Right? So with that said, I'm going to pass the class over to Officer Sharyuan, right? Before logging off of this channel, hit the sign out link if you want to be a brother or sister in the school, right? It's an attendance form. Hit that link to get the benefits of the brotherhood in the UPK. Right? Again, I'm Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. And with me, I got Officer 500 Sharyuan. Shalom.
These are the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West, 125th Chicago, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to show themselves of the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, means Salakia. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, through offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, Salakia. September 25th, the memorial blowing of trumpets.
We're going to be in Montreal.
We're going to be in Montreal this year for brothers and sisters in Canada.
The location to be announced.
The location is to be announced. You can find it in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 to verse 25. To any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imadium, which means stand in the Hebrew. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat. Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat, Yadam Matah. Sar, which means turn and face the sisters. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Lathan Hashem Yahushai, Yad Yam Matah. Class dismissed.